สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์
สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์
ค่ะกราบพระอาจารย์ค่ะ
and you had a very useful trip to India, I'm sure, Ajahn.
Yeah,
Anumodana.
appreciate ya kusra anumodana
ค่ะค่ะอนุโมทนาท่านอาจารย์เช่นเดียวกันค่ะ
appreciate
Oh, we can't hear. I think the sound is a bit distorted, Ajahn. Maybe we try again.
yes please
That's better quality, yes. And was there much interest in India this time, Ajahn?
yeah a little more and more and more
A little more
Very
each
good.
time,
Yeah.
yes.
Different
Anytime you.
places. Yeah,
Okay, good. Different places. Anytime you would like Jonathan and I to assist you there, please let us know anytime.
in India.
In India, if you'd like us to help,
Thank
please.
you so very much. We'll go together again.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
We would just ask Warasak or Pete or Supatson to let us know well in advance so we have time to plan it, not last minute like this time. So please let someone ask someone.
Yeah. Please contact Kun Raswin directly. She arranged the trip.
Okay. Yes. Maybe if you ask her to make
Right.
sure we're informed, it's better. Yes, that
I'll
would
let
be
you
the
know,
best
Miss
thing.
Ann.
Yes.
But I'll
If
let
we
you know.
just if we can help you. Yes. Thank you.
Please. Thank you.
And yes, we had some lively discussions in Sydney this weekend, one on Saturday with a large Vietnamese group, and then one yesterday with local friends. So it was very useful. And the first question yesterday, a friend asked us, it was only his second time joining us, and he asked me to explain in simple English, short, simple English, what the essence of the Buddha's teachings is. So I gave my answer, but it's good if other people can give their answer. No Pali terms. So let me ask Kun Supatson first, and then Kim Hong, and then Ajahn, you can give your answer afterwards. So Kun Supatson, if someone who is new to the teachings and doesn't know any Pali terms, they ask you for a simple explanation, a simple summary of the essence of the Buddha's teachings, how will you answer?
ค่ะกราบท่านอาจารย์ค่ะคุณซาร่าและคุณจนาธานค่ะ right at the beginning I will explain to them what is the meaning of Dhamma. Yeah, because getting started from the definition of Dhamma is very, very important. Because why? This is because usually I think a lot of lay people, right? I mean, a person who are interested in Dhamma or in Buddhism don't know the meaning, of the Dhamma, the meaning of the Dhamma. And once they beginning to know the meaning of Dhamma, right, that is right now at the moment, right? And then after that, get started to listen carefully. The essence, the importance of listening or learning Dhamma is listening carefully and considering. Okay, that's what I will tell them. I cannot.
If I am the newcomer, I have no idea what this word Dhamma is. So you say Dhamma is the essence. So what is Dhamma?
Dhamma is reality that is arising and falls away immediately. Okay, and I will ask them, what is the reality at the moment? Okay, and I don't know, many people may think, like for example, it's me, right? Because I don't know about others. Usually I will think about feeling, even though seeing is obvious, but okay, let me change my mind. I think I start from seeing, because okay, seeing is a Dhamma, okay, one kind of Dhamma. And I will ask them, okay, sorry. I will ask them again, what's the reality at the moment? Are you seeing something? Right. And after that, okay, well, I'm getting to explain to them what is seeing, what is the meaning of seeing, what is the visible object. Of course, they don't know, right? What is the meaning of visible object? Or they may say, oh, that's color. Okay, I now explain further what is the visible object or colors, or what
I
is
think I liked your first answer better because it was short.
Because the question was,
Because
they
now
want
it
short,
was
simple
going-
English. Yes, this is too
I
much.
appreciate where
That is
you're
too
coming
much.
from, taking them through, but that's
Yeah, okay,
that's
thank
not
you.
yeah.
They will switch off after the first two sentences. So the question was short, simple, the essence.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay, okay.
No,
No.
but I thought it
to-
was very good,
Yeah.
Supatson. But the only thing, when Sarah asked you explain what Dhamma is, I think you could just say, well, what is real at the present moment
Oh,
is Dhamma.
right.
So just keep it like to the point. Obviously, you can't help them understand Dhamma, but this was just a question to get a broad overview of what the discussion was going to be about, I think. So,
But
yeah.
I already say, right, that I remember the word I spoke out is reality, and it's at the moment. But my explanation is a bit too long, isn't it?
That's why one has to really listen to the question very carefully, because one has to consider what they can hear and what is useful at the moment.
Right.
And yes, when I answered, I just mentioned, okay, it's now, it's understanding the truth of life now, what is real now. And the truth, the essence is there is no one. It's not I that see, it's not I that hear, it's not something that is experienced. This is the essence, just what is true now, what is real at this moment. No one, no thing. That's like three sentences,
right.
very
That's
brief.
right. Yeah, in in a very brief sentence, right? A few sentences. Okay, and
Very short, very simple. Yes.
Yeah,
and then
I
they
miss
can ask their next question, little bit.
Right.
This is how we started the discussion yesterday.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Let-
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Let's ask Ajahn. So Ajahn, a newcomer asks you, they don't know any Pali terms,
ค่ะ
just want short, simple English. What is the essence of the Buddha's teachings?
It can be any time. What is there now?
ค่ะ
What is there now?
Then that it's enough. Yes. What is there now? At
now,
this moment, anytime, anywhere. What is there now? Yes.
Right.
Otherwise, we go into a long talk about
Right.
seeing and visible object and the different realities in life. It's no, what is now? Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. What is now is seeing.
Just ask what is now.
Just
It's
ask them what is now.
what is now. It's all about what is now. And then they can ask, well, I know what is now. I know that I'm sitting on a chair talking to my friends. Okay, is this what is now? What is heard? Is it your friends or what is actually heard now? So one has to encourage the interest. And if they just want to hear very little, one has to keep it very little. Let them expand on their ideas first rather than us just telling them what is right. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
And we had quite, like yesterday, we had large group, some who have studied for quite a long time, like Sylvia, who often joins the Zoom discussions, and some who were just coming for the first time. And in order for it to be interesting, it has to be relevant to their way of thinking and life now.
Right. Okay. It's interesting. And
Very
how
lively discussion.
And how about I mean, what do they think about the Dhamma? Do they know a lot about Dhamma?
They don't, when they're new, they don't know anything, or they may think they have studied the Buddha's teachings and they have studied different religions, but actually nothing is known at all. So that's why, okay, what is now? Okay, when touching the table now, what is now?
Is now, right.
At moment of hearing, what is now? I can hear the voice. Okay. What is this I that can hear? What is actually heard now? Little by little.
Right. Like we keep asking questions, simple questions, right? And
Very simple, short answers, little by little. And I saw some of these friends today, and they said, oh, it gave them a lot of points to really consider and think about. And this is the goal, to encourage newcomers, encourage friends to really consider for the first time if there really is I or me, or what is I or me, never before considered. And we had quite a lot of discussion about control. Everyone thinks they can decide whether to come to the meeting or not, or whether to take this direction or that direction. But what about seeing now? Can we control what is seen? And one friend said, yes, I can close my eyes and not see anything. Yes, I can control it. So it doesn't matter what the nationality, what the background, the ignorance is just ignorance. The attachment is just attachment. For Cambodian or Thai friends, they're more used to Pali terms, but the ignorance and attachment is exactly the same. One just uses the language that is suitable for the listener. One doesn't even have to use the word Dhamma. One doesn't have to use any term. I think for the rest of the discussion, apart from that one word Dhamma, I don't think we used any other Pali terms because it's not helpful for friends in Australia. For Cambodians, yes, they like to use Pali terms because it's so much part of their language. But even then, all the words have a different meaning, like in Thai or Khmer, sati. It has, no one understands what sati is. So every word has to be considered and discussed in simple language that is suitable for the listener.
Okay, thank you very much.
So I think just what is now is a very good answer.
Yeah, okay, good.
And even for all of us, like if I say to you, what is now? What is now? We can answer with the book knowledge. Oh, what is now is seeing, and it sees visible object, and hearing and sound. But truthfully, what is now? Like you mentioned, maybe unpleasant feeling for a moment, or clinging, attachment, or hearing. What is now? Not just what one's been told, but really what is now. Ignorance now.
Yeah, it's true. I found out that even though I studied Dhamma for quite a long time, but hardly think about Dhamma at the moment. For example, whenท่านอาจารย์ asked me, about what is now, right? What is there? I mean, takes me a few minutes, a few seconds to think about what is now, which is, I mean, in terms of people, someone who already studied Dhamma, sometimes ignorance, there's ignorance, all the time. I agree with that.
Or maybe thinking about what is the right answer to give instead of just what is now, like, oh, what would Ajahn like me to say? This is not what is now. So what is now is just right this moment. Yes.
Maybe what is now is confusing.
Confusion, right? So confusion is real. It's not my confusion. It's just a Dharma. And whatever arises is gone instantly. And this was a point we were discussing a lot over the discussions at the weekend, that whatever arises is gone instantly. Like one Vietnamese Australian friend was talking about the stress in life. Many people bring up stress. And is there stress now? No. Okay, how long does stress last? And they may say, oh, a week or years or months. Really? At moments of seeing and hearing, is there stress? At moments of clinging, is there stress? Just a moment of unpleasant feeling and aversion, and then gone instantly. So whatever arises is just for a moment, but there's clinging on to the story of me and my stress and my problems, not letting go, clinging to that idea of lasting stress, lasting confusion, or whatever. So it helps a lot to understand that whatever arises is just now, for a moment, gone, not belonging to you or me or anyone.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Okay. And all unimportant. If there's confusion, it's unimportant. If there's ignorance, it's unimportant. It's all gone. Kindness, meanness, different dharmas, all gone.
Yes. Interesting. Never. I don't have much experience, in asking newcomers about Dhamma. Even in Thai, they already study Dhamma. Like,
but is there any understanding of Dharma? Like they may say, oh, yes, I grew up as a Buddhist and I've always been interested in the Dharma. But if you say to them, what is there now? Do they have any idea? Not if they haven't really considered the truth. They say, oh, I have a headache now, or, oh, I've got a problem with, I'm hungry at the moment, or, oh, it's, I'm looking at you now. Not actually any study of Dharma. So study of Dharma is not about growing up as a Buddhist or having read so many books or having been to so many Buddhist centers. It's about the study of what is true at this moment now.
Okay, that's interesting.
We cannot assume that just because someone is a Buddhist monk or someone has been a Buddhist all their life, one cannot assume there's any understanding at all.
But at least they just get started to learn more about Dhamma, right? Otherwise, they would have been turned up at the discussion, right?
there's some interest to listen, just like for these friends here who come, many times, there's interest to learn. So
I'm sure
there's
if
a little interest, but it
yeah,
doesn't mean there's how much understanding there's, but interest to listen, interest to consider and reflect. So this is good start, good beginning, because most people don't even have the interest to consider what is now.
Right, exactly. I have noticed from Thai friends, they don't have, well, they have interested in doing meditation, right?
They have
Going,
interest in following wrong practices,
yeah.
a lot of interest, because they have a lot of interest in trying to get some quick results, or they have interest in being very peaceful and calm in life, but no understanding of what calm is, or they have interest to be aware of, but no understanding of what awareness is. So this is not the beginning. This is the wrong path.
Yeah, for my point of view, I mean, in Thailand, well, I mean, I would say many friends, right, heard about Dharma, but of course they are interested in doing meditation. They don't understand the Dharma, and for me, it's hard for me to explain to them, right? Kind of try to change them, give the information about what is the meaning of Dhamma, even though it's very hard. Yeah.
So sometimes it's not just to give them the information, but help them consider what is now, what is the truth, what is the essence of what the Buddha taught now.
Right, starting from right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Is there an eye that sees now or hears now, or are there just these different realities in life? What about now? Can there be calm now? What is calm? Why does one think of going to another place to study Dhamma? What about now? So it's the same problem for everyone.
Yeah.
Like here, the group, about 20 or people who came yesterday, no one has any interest in meditation. So we don't have to talk about meditation because they have no interest in that at all. But they interested enough to listen a little bit to the truth of now. But it's new for them. But with the Vietnamese group the day before, they all have interest in meditation and their friends all have meditation practices, and Kim Hong's nodding her head, same in Cambodia. So the question's a little bit different. And so what's your experience, Kim Hong, with explaining the essence of the teachings to newcomers in Cambodia?
By my experience before I joined a Chan group, I always ask it, Buddhist, Buddha, who is Buddha? So they said, yes, I ever go to pagoda, I pray for something. So next time I start to explain who is Buddha, come from who, and what he's teaching. And after I joined the Ajahn group, I asked first what is life and what is life at the moment. So they just thinking and asked, told me, he do it. Then I start to the point at the moment. Are you seeing, hearing? Digest from the way up to night, like from the sixth doorway. But I try to not in more in detail in Dhamma, just the real ones.
Yes, and as you say, if there is no understanding of life now, if there's no understanding of seeing now or hearing now, however many times one asks, who is Buddha? No idea at all. like you say, they just think of going to pray to a statue or something like this. So it's not helpful if there is no understanding at all about now or life now.
Yes.
And
After I
even if
joined over Zoom, I changed my question. Yes, can you change what you seeing? First time they say, yes, I can change. When I close my eye, I control what I am seeing, not seeing. Yes, and then start.
the same as someone answered. And even the question, are you seeing? And they say, yes, I'm seeing whatever. But are you sure? Is it really you who is seeing? What is this you that is seeing? So it's a bit of a trick question. Are you seeing? But where is the you that is seeing? Is it you seeing or just seeing now?
Yeah, but
And
sometimes they have been listened to the Dhamma and they say that, oh, I can't control my bad temper or can control my clinging or my aversion sometimes. Then I mentioned, is that you can do it? They say, yeah. But when we talk a lot about it.
so that everyone would like to control what arises in life. Everyone would like to control their temper and their attachment and their ignorance. But the truth is, there are just different realities, different dharmas arising by conditions and falling away. Where is the you that can control? And when there is the clinging and expectation that there is an I that can control, it leads to all the problems, all the stress, the anguish, the disturbance, because it's chasing after an impossible imaginary dream about I controlling. So we discussed this topic quite a lot yesterday, and actually, friends could begin to appreciate the point. It's such a big burden to think there is an I that can control life, when actually seeing now just arises by conditions is gone. No one can control what is seen, what is heard. So
yeah, they think they can make Dhamma.
Studying the Dhamma is beginning to let go of the big burden of life, the clinging to I, and that is really the essence.
They
Hello,
can
Anne.
make Dhamma. What this is it. They can control everything.
Or anything. Because what is the I or you? Can it be seen? Can I be seen? Can it be heard, smelled, tasted, touched, or just thought about, imagined now? And I think for friends who are new to the Dharma, like our friends who came, some of the friends who came yesterday, it's never considered this before. Even in Thailand or Cambodia, the friends who go to the meditation centers, they may go for years and never ever consider that whether there is an I that can see or hear or have pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, or whether there are just different dharmas in life. So it's the greatest gift to share the Dharma.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Before understanding arise, they were thinking about it. So
Never, no matter whether they call themselves a Buddhist or like Supatson, they think that they've already studied the Dharma and already, but actually never considered the essence of the teachings.
Yeah.
Let's see what Ajahn would like to add to the topic, the essence of the teachings, and any of her discussions from India or anywhere. Ajahn?
What is now? See, that's the topic again and again. never ended. A little more understanding of the truth of each moment as it's gone. Never last again and again, just arise and falls away instantly. Until then, just a moment, please. And it's not just to be thought about, to be told, but to understand the reality little by little of what we have said. For example, there is seeing. Is it enough? Just there is seeing. Everyone knows. But what is seeing? Little by little, again and again and again. And some people think why we keep on talking about seeing, hearing, what is there in life? Because there's not yet the understanding of the truth of it. Just listen to the truth, consider it, to have confidence of the truth that is conditioned to arise and then fall away instantly. Is that enough? Not enough. That's why what is said can be realized little by little, stage by stage, until it's absolutely, ultimately appearing as it is, as no self, no I, not anyone, not any word for it, no need to say any word, because it's so true right now. It sees. But when one says, it's I, at that moment, seeing, while speaking about seeing is a reality. That's why I learn a little more of the understanding of seeing never enough at all, until it's known little by little, different stages from the first round of the noble truth, have firm confidence of the truth. There's no one, only conditioned moment, from moment to moment. That's all. And there must be condition to understand it instantly, directly. And that moment is awareness itself, not I. How come? Hearing again and again, considering again and again, letting go the idea of self. So very deeply, subtly, little by little. On and on, no matter what we are talking about, the ultimate truth of it hasn't been realized yet. That's why it doesn't matter just talking about seeing right now, because it is the moment of being reminded, not understanding the nature of it yet. And if there's no understanding of the way to get closer, to understand it little by little, how deep it is, how subtle it is, right understanding has to develop on and on and on and on and on until it's the moment of what now appears together cannot appear together anymore. Just one reality, only one reality. With what degree of understanding? Not just hearing about it, but what degree and what condition that? That's why we learn little by little as much as we can understand. That's why when we talk about the differences between different kinds of realities, different kinds of citta, it conditions a little more, wearing away, letting go, the idea of something or I. No need to try so hard, no need to wish for it, because that's not the way at all. But it's the way to have more and more ignorance and attachment and doubt about seeing right now. That's why it needs virya, effort, and parami, and patience to continue on and on, understanding that that's not enough to just learn to understand that seeing is conditioned arises and gone instantly, but little by little it's enrooted, implanted until it's grown little by little. Another moment with that moment instantly, directly of the nature of that which is there appearing. And that is not just the memory or thinking about it, but it's another reality. And by then, there can be the understanding of what is meant by awareness of wholesomeness, different degrees. Little by little, it letting go of the idea of self. Unknown how little it is at a time, one moment at a time. No matter it's kusala, wholesomeness, or akusala and wholesomeness, just one moment, added and added, added, until it's so enormous. That is the way it is, not just right now, long time ago, even now, and in the future as well. That's why it needs parami, great patience to understand. Seeing it now can be realized, and without developing understanding of one reality at a time, while they are all together, how can just one reality be known, be studied carefully until it appears well to right understanding only? Because when it's not right understanding, it cannot appear well to other reality, ignorance or attachment. Like now, see. That's why I learn about now a little more, a little more, a little more. And right understanding, understand the truth. What degree of understanding, what level of understanding, different realities in a day, because even they are realities in a day, daily life, they are not known as they are different ones from moment to moment. Moment of attachment, moment of ignorance, moment of anger, irritation, all are there in life from moment to moment, no matter in what kind of life. Attachment is attachment. It's not a cat's attachment or a dog attachment or my attachment. Attachment is attachment. Different degrees can be studied. And the moment of understanding, one moment is added, accumulated, until it's so strong enough to understand higher degree with higher development of understanding. That's why we learn about the hidden truth, hidden realities right now. Are there wholesome moments? What are they? See, Saddha or Sati, and so on. What is covered begin to be opened up little by little to understand that the truth cannot be as it appears now at all. Just live in the world of ignorance for how long? Uncountable life. Eons and eons ago, and on and on and on, again and again. And this is the word for effort to be conditioned a little more of developing the understanding of the truth at that very moment. No one there at all, even right now or anytime.
Thanks, Ajahn. I always, when you ask a question, I miss the moment, but thinking the text, what I should answer to you, Ajahn.
It's not what the answer, what about the understanding? of that question about reality, which is there right then, each moment different, right then, different from one moment to another moment. Not to tell or to answer any question, but to understand. What is that question? Just to be considered, to realize the truth, to have a little more confidence by different aspects.
And after that, just a moment after that, and then the idea also is coming again and again, Ajahn.
That's true. Is it by conditions?
Yeah.
No matter what is there, it's by conditions. What degree? By conditions. That's why they are Dhammas. No one there at all. All by conditions.
We always can say the word like Sappe, Tomi, Anatta, but we never understand at the moment, Ajahn.
Sabbe what? Dhamma. Sabbe Dhamma.
Everything.
Yes.
And what is everything? We can say, oh, everything is anatta. Many people say this. Even those who go to the meditation centers can say everything is anatta. But what is everything? So it has to come back even now. People say, oh, everything, the people, the table, the chairs. But this is not Sabbe Dhamma. So what is everything now?
Miss the moment, can say everything is Dhamma, and Dhamma is Anatta.
Because without understanding and careful considering about what is actually now, not what we think is now, but what is actually now, no understanding of Sabbe Dhamma Anatta, however many times it's repeated. That's why it's not a matter of the word or the term or the accent or the language, but it's the careful considering and understanding of what is now, what is life now. So even when Ajahn asks what is now, and you say, oh, there's pausing like Kuntapatson too, thinking of the right answer. But what about now? What about at that moment? Thinking, the pausing, the confusion, the doubt. These are all just different dhammas, not belonging to you or Supatson or anyone, just different dhammas arising and falling away.
Yeah, always come like this, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Ajahn.
John, I find the more you talk about conditions, sort of as appropriate in what you're saying, it becomes more and more apparent how I can't remember the name for the condition, but it's mutual. It's one Dhamma conditioning the other. And I was thinking when you talked about virya and understanding, Banya, it must be, I immediately thought, well, and I hadn't thought it this way before, but they must condition each other. Is that correct?
Citta and Cittasikas arise together.
Yes. Jitta, that's yes. And they each condition the others. Is that?
Certainly.
Sahajata,
By way
Pachya,
of
Sahajata, okay, yeah.
and also Anyamanya Pachya, because it's mutual. The Chitta and Chaitasikas, they condition each other and they mutually condition each other in return too. So sahajata and anyamanya pachya.
I'm having a little difficulty understanding the difference between them. Sarah, can you?
So sahajata pachya refers to dharmas that condition other dharmas that arise and fall away together. So for example, if we're talking about rupas arising together in a group, the primary rupas condition the other rupas that arise together with them in a group, sahajata pachya, but it's not mutual, it's not anyamanya pachya, because the other rupas, those that are not the primary rupas, don't condition the primary rupas. So it's sahajata pachya, but not anyamanya pachya. But in the case of the chitta and cetasikas, they condition each other.
Okay.
Chitta conditions the cetasikas, each cetasikas conditions the other cetasikas and chitta, sahajata pachya, and it's mutual, it's reciprocal. So it's also anyamanya. So
anyamanya.
Yeah, so whatever pachya, it's always a little more subtle than we think.
Right. Yes, for sure.
So it's mute. So when you talked about the virya and understanding, so of course virya can arise without understanding, but understanding cannot arise without virya. So whenever understanding arises, the virya and all the other cetasikas, all the other sobhana cetasikas and the universal cetasikas that arise at that moment, they all condition each other in these two ways.
So that's the anyamanya.
And sahajata and anyamanya, yes.
Oh, both of them. Okay.
They condition, but because it's mutual, they condition each other. The virya conditions the understanding and the chitta at that moment, and the chitta and the understanding condition all the others. So it's mutual.
Yes. Yeah, it's very subtle, as you say.
Yeah. But like you say, it helps to consider a little more about what is now, seeing how it is conditioned, just for the letting go of any idea of I or control or anything, just different dharmas that don't belong to you or Supatson or anyone, arising, conditioning each other and falling away.
It's very useful. I agree. It's very much so. Thank you.
And for newcomers like the friends who joined us yesterday, no matter whether it's a Vietnamese group or the Thai group or those, you just say, okay, what arises now arises by conditions. It doesn't actually mean anything to them.
No.
One has to consider a little more. What does this mean? What does it mean, conditions?
Exactly. And I find there's constant thinking about that and needing to consider a little more.
Because if you say, oh, well, seeing arises by conditions, no, it doesn't. What does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you say, oh, without eyes or without eye sense, can there be seeing? Okay, it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Or without something to be seen, without reality to be seen, can there be seeing? Makes a little more sense. So even the word conditions, one has to begin to give examples. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you say, oh, the chitta and cetasikas arise mutually or by mutual condition, what does that mean? But if one says, okay, can understanding arise without virya, or can there be understanding without sati? Okay, it makes a little bit more sense.
For sure. Yeah, thank you. I remember, from the beginning hearing about conditions, and it took a long time to really understand. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, we can just repeat the words to newcomers. Oh, what arises by conditions and causes, not by I.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, people have memories, so
because they have no idea what no idea what conditions means. Yes.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what language you use, whether you're using English or Pali or Thai, or it's without any understanding of what is the reality now and how it is a condition. It doesn't help at all.
Yeah, that it only arises by conditions.
Yeah. Like hearing now. If there's no sound to be heard, can there be hearing now? Or if there's no ear sense, if we're completely deaf, can there be hearing? So just begin to learn a little more about what conditions are.
Yeah, for sure.
And a topic came up about karma because people have, these conventional ideas about the floods being the result of karma, or people being in war as a result of karma. But what about the result now, seeing now? Is it the same as the habit of annoyance and anger? And I think people can begin to see that there is a difference between the seeing or the hearing now, which is result, and the good and bad habits, the habit of kindness, of generosity, or the bad habit of getting annoyed easily or having attachment, and how this is the second arrow. We talked about the two arrows. This is the cause of the difficulties, the problems in life, these habits, not the moments of seeing and hearing or painful bodily feeling, which are results, even for the enlightened ones. So I think one has to begin to discuss about conditions, but just little by little.
Yeah.
In a way that newcomers can follow a little bit.
Right, little step by step.
Yes.
Yeah. Your discussions sound interesting. I was reading your summary of them.
They're very lively and I think very useful, but we don't have the equipment to record, or we don't have microphones. And in a way, for those coming, we encourage everyone to get involved and give their viewpoints and feel at home. So maybe it's a little easier for them. So I don't know.
Certainly wouldn't have the inhibition of having a microphone. It's taken all of us
because
a little bit
they're not used to it. Yes,
exactly. No. It's taken all of us some time to get used to the microphone. Right, and you'll need a manager for your waiting list.
I know. Yes, and a technician to take care of these issues.
Exactly, it's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks, Anne. Do you have any simple discussions with your husband at all these days?
No, not really. Not really. He's always very encouraging me of, listening and doing what I want to with it. And I've taken to listening a lot more of the Thai discussions, and he's very, very encouraging of it. But no, we don't have much in the way of discussion. If I say something, he will sometimes sort of understand, but and I do slip things in from time to time.
But there must be a little appreciation just to encourage your kusala, to encourage your interest, and to appreciate how it is very important to you. Yes,
exactly.
Maybe sometimes you can just share some small point like, Sarah said the newcomers, the first question was, what is the essence of the Buddha's teachings? And does he have any idea how to respond? Or
we'll see. I'll do that.
Or friends asked about stress. How would he define stress? What is the reality of stress? We talked about problems. What are the real problems in life or in the world? Just ask him some simple questions and for him to consider and give his idea about. daily life issues.
Right,
Okay,
that's a good idea. I do it sometimes, and then I won't for a while, because it never arouses much interest in him. But as I say, he's so patient and generous about, if you're interested, you do it, go for it. And he's never objected to me going over to Thailand and things like that. I mean, he's very good about it.
and what
But
I
it would be
remember is
lovely if we had more
he
discussion.
does listen a bit. Like I
Yes, he
remember
does.
saying to him, explaining a little about why it is important, and then talking a little bit about the dreams at night and the dreams now, and how we're lost
Right.
in the dreams, and just little points that he can listen to and consider. One
Yes.
simple point a day.
Yes, thank you, Sarah, and thanks for the encouragement on that front. Yeah, my discussion seems to happen. Certainly the listening and the considering and the discussing is on the Zoom, which has been I was going to say it's been a godsend. I won't say that. It's just been wonderful to have the Zoom be able to, being available to us. Sorry, I don't have a question coming to mind. The topic would be good, wouldn't it?
Well, if you ask a Jan how you can encourage your husband, she'd say, ask what is now. What is now? One can ask
Yes,
anytime.
that is the right answer.
And he would
Right.
say, it doesn't matter.
Something like that. I don't know what he'll say. He'll say something like, here, gone, here, gone. I can't remember what he said.
And Kun Sarah, would you like to talk a little more on Pajya, Sampayutta Pajya and Vipayutta Pajya?
Yeah. So
Great.
these are two more conditions. So Sampayutta refers to what is arising, the Chitas and Chaitasikas arising now. And Vipayutta is the opposite, what is not arising now. So, for example, at the moment of seeing, we know the 7 Chitas that arise together with seeing, Sampayutta Dhammas. So they accompany each other and rise together and fall away together. But other Chaitasikas not arising, Vipayutta. But Ajahn, would you like to add more?
Yes, because you see that in order to understand a little more about Chitta, Chittasika, and Rupa, how different the moment of Sampayutta, it has to be only Namadhamma arise together, because it can be mixed in a moment. But for Rupa, different nature, it cannot be Sampayutta Pajya, it cannot share the same object and so on. That's why it's Vipayutta, different realities which cannot be mixed up. But for one moment of experiencing an object, Chitta and Cetasika are mixed. But even they are different, but the same nature, the reality which experience the object, share the same object at moment when it's there. That's why even the difference between Chitta and Cetasika and Rupa can be known. How far apart? Rupa can never be Nama, and the Nama cannot be the Rupa. That's why we learn to understand the truth of reality little by little, to have firm confidence of the nature of Chitta and Cetasika and the Rupa.
Right. So Chitta and Cetasika would be Sampayutta.
Sampayutta,
Right,
but only, that's why I mentioned just Chitta and Chaitasikas, but we cannot refer to Rupas.
Yes, no, that's what I meant. Just Chitta and Cetasika.
And Chaitasikas, yes,
and
arising
Vipayutta
together.
Is, same object.
Same object falling away together.
Yeah.
But for Rupa, can it be Sahachata, with Chitta and Cetasika?
Yes.
At what moment?
At a moment of seeing, for instance.
Did visible object arise before seeing?
Right. Okay.
What about at the moment of birth? That is,
A big
it's the
one.
only time that
Is
the
it?
rupa,
Okay.
like the heart base, arises at the same time as the chitta and cetasikas.
Okay.
But now the rupas never arise at the same time, can never be
Okay.
sahajata, cannot be sahajata together and cannot be sampayuta. But the rupas themselves can be sahajata. The primary rupas condition
Yes.
each other by sahajata pachya, and the primary rupas condition the other dependent rupas by sahajata pachya. But as we discussed, it's not mutual.
Right. Well, there's room for considering, and yes, understanding the differences there for sure.
Your
Yeah.
point,
It's right.
subtle difference between
Yeah.
sampayuta, sahajata, and anyamanya. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you. I remember, Sarah, on some of our trips, you would sometimes sit with the monks early in the morning and discuss conditions.
I think in Vietnam they would like to discuss in more detail about conditions, but also sometimes one would just like to know the details and work these out, but miss the point of the study, that it's about the reality now. It's not about memorizing the book details,
Right.
but beginning to consider, okay, why can't the namas now and the rupas condition each other by sampayuta pachya? Can they arise together? How can they arise together? And why can some rupas condition others by sahajata pachya, but not others? And so it kind of has to come back to considering carefully now,
Yeah.
not just learning all the details. I can see Tam is there. She'll remember the monks just wishing to kind of learn all the details about different pachya, but is it for understanding now, or is it for collecting information? This is the point.
The intellectual academic exercise. Yeah. Although
So
I don't think one can start out that way, but it has its values, but it has to be much deeper than that, and much more consideration and thinking about it. But
otherwise, if it's just book knowledge, it all gets forgotten, all gets lost at the end of life. So
yes.
if it's not relevant to this moment, and it's not a matter of the term, but just beginning to consider how different dhammas now are related, just for letting go of the idea of I or control, and appreciating how it must be like that. How can there be seeing if the rupa hasn't already arisen, and so on? And how can that visible object arise if it hasn't been conditioned by the primary rupas at that moment?
Yeah. You have a very good grasp on this, Sarah. I'll have to listen and consider a number 4 times before I get there with it. But it is interesting for sure, and it's useful to start to get some grasp as to this is happening every moment. There are a lot of conditions involved in every single moment, which are imperceptible. The moments. Did we just lose Sarah?
No, I'm sorry, I'm here. I was just looking at the chat notes and I may have pressed the wrong button. Yes. So it is now, and then back to the question of helping newcomers. So we just say, oh, what arises now is by conditions, but what does that mean? So one doesn't have to give the names of any conditions, but there can be the beginning of appreciating that seeing now cannot arise without an object that is seen, hearing cannot
Right.
arise without a sound that is heard, and without supporting mental factors,
Mm-hmm.
touching the object or attending to the object, how can seeing arise, and so on. Just, I think,
Yes.
little by little, like for us.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Gillian, was there anything you would like to bring up or comment on?
Yes, thank you. I'm feeling a lot of sensations of heat today. I guess that's a body sense. That's a rupa, or I'm still, trying to understand rupa a bit better. And
So that,
like seeing and hearing, like they're easily defined, but how my body feels right now, that's quite overwhelming. And so I guess there's quite a bit of aversion to the heat. And yeah, anyway.
this
I
is
find
how it
yeah,
seems. It seems that my body feels the heat and I have aversion, but so many different realities. So the heat, as you said, the heat that is experienced through the body sense is a rupa. But is it my body that feels heat or what experiences the
um,
heat?
well, this is my conundrum, Sarah. Sometimes I'm in the old world or the conventional world but yes, gradually, rarely, but I mean, intellectually, I understand, oh, there's no I, there's just jitters one after the other. But I
So
still
as
think,
as you said, seeing sees what is visible, hearing hears sound. So what experiences heat? Is it the body or what experiences heat in reality?
it is the body. It's something in the body that feels, or yes, experiences the temperature of the world outside.
And the experiencing, is it a nama or a rupa that experiences the heat?
Well, I'm inclined to say nama, but I think once before you correct me on that. Can you tell me?
Because a rupa cannot experience anything. So
Yeah.
Heat cannot experience heat. What we take for a body cannot experience heat. It has to be a nama, it has to be chitta that experiences the heat, chitta and chetasikas, because only chitta and chetasikas, different namas, can experience anything. So there
Yeah.
has to be the bodily experiencing, the experiencing through the body sense, the touching
Yeah.
of heat that is experienced. So the idea of body, we have the idea of a body, just like we have an idea of a person, but no body, no person in reality to experience anything. So it's just like the
Yeah.
seeing sees, the bodily experiencing through the body sense, experiences the heat for a moment, for a split instant, and then gone. And then all the thinking with aversion about the heat at those moments, is there any experiencing of heat?
No,
Not at all.
you're onto
So
something else there.
So the unpleasant feeling that arises with the bodily experience of heat is for a moment result. And then the thinking, the dwelling on the heat with aversion and unpleasant feeling is the cause, is the experiencing that idea of heat through the mind door again and again. So it seems that I'm hot for all day long, but actually it's just at moments of experiencing heat, and then all the thinking and the aversion is the unwholesome habits that are accumulating again and again.
I think about the temperature of the world and all that story.
More stories, thinking with aversion about the problems of climate change and the difficulties in different places. So lost in the world of stories and ideas. And what about the understanding? It's just moments of thinking arising and falling away.
And it's conditioned. I'm a little bit, I'm still thinking about that, but I understand that this is my life and there are conditions that cause this now.
And in truth, it's not I that's thinking, and it's not my life. There are just different nama dhammas and different rupa dhammas arising and falling away. That's why we talk about conditions, to understand just moments of touching hardness and moments of thinking about all sorts of different ideas again and again, but all just by habits and accumulations. And so, what are the real problems? Is the real problem the bodily experience of heat, or is the real problem the thinking again and again with aversion and thinking of all the stories of all the problems in the world? Because even the arahats, for the arahats, there is the experiencing of heat and so on, but no dwelling on the stories with aversion or clinging or ignorance like there is now. So that's why we talk about dharmas.
Yeah, I'm really grateful. I've got a little bit of a notion that there's something else going on besides my stories. Thank you.
We live in a big story.
Yeah.
We love our stories, so much clinging to stories all day long.
Sarah,
yeah.
If I may, can I
Hi,
ask
Sally.
one? Yes. Yeah, I have question that quite related to the nama and rupa that mentioned just now. But honestly, I think this is the question that I have been quite hesitate to ask, because it might bring to a story again. Yeah, I think we better try to bring it to the present moment and the daily life practice, if we can. I happen to discuss with one of my friend who claimed that he had been listening and considering a lot of Paticca unfortunately, I did not have time to, learn and investigate that at all. But there is a point of discussion that he mentions that in life there's only nama and rupa, and he said that rupa ceases or die, but nama stay alive and accumulated. Yes. So, what's your view and what is your explanation? In our daily life.
Can any reality, can any Dharma in our daily life last for even a moment?
Yes, that my I think it's that my explanation to him. I say that all Dharma arise and fall away very quickly. But his point of argument is that Dhamma cease, but the Rupa, which is Chitta and Cetasika, will be accumulated. And the point that he mentioned is that like the knowledge and wisdom of the Buddha, it has been accumulated for samsara. That's why he can gain the wisdom and knowledge. That is point.
Can Panya, even great Panya, even Lokutra, enlightenment Panya, even the Panya of the Buddha, can it last for more than a moment? Sabe Dhamma anicca. It's gone instantly. Nothing can last. Even in the case of the Buddha, at a moment of seeing or hearing, can there be Panya? No. So this is why we learn a little bit about conditions to understand a little more about the truth, how no reality can last for a moment. And when we talk about nama and paticca samuppada, it's pointing to birth consciousness, even the birth consciousness. Patisandhi citta, can it last for more than a moment?
No. Yeah.
No, it's just one citta that arises and falls away instantly. And the rupas at the moment of birth, for example, the heart base or the masculinity rupa or the femininity rupa, can they last for more than a moment? Can they last for a lifetime? No, even the masculinity rupa arises and falls away instantly and then is conditioned again by karma to rise and fall away again. So nothing can last at all. Let me see if Ajahn would like to add more because I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat. Ajahn?
What is the question about?
Yeah, the question is that he said that in life there is only nama and rupa, and his point is that rupa is die or ceases, but nama is alive and keep accumulated until the very end when one enlightened. So that the point of the complete ceases of both nama and rupa. So the point of argument is that I am in the view that both nama and rupa arise and falls away, and nama and rupa are interdependent. But he did not study Abhidhamma, but he just listened to Paticca Samuppada, and he mentioned that rupa is die or ceases, but nama is alive and accumulated. Yeah.
In truth, Paticca Samuppada is the explanation, elaboration of the second noble truth, isn't it? That's why we cannot separate dhammas by way of classifying them to be this and that. But even one reality, it can be studied, well known until there's no one at all. By way of Paticca Samuppada, by way of Dhatu, and by way of Ayatana, just learn about a very, very subtle reality for now. Is there seeing? It's conditioned by its condition only, isn't it? If there's no I base or I base or I sense arising, can there be moment of seeing? So seeing cannot be the I base. the way to understand a moment of what arises now falls away instantly is understanding what condition is the eye base which has arisen and that which the rupa, the visible object, impinges on the eye base. It has to arise before seeing. So how long will it go last? See, so very quickly. And when seeing is there, by conditions, by the eye base and that which impinges on it, they cannot last. So how can a moment of seeing last? Just a moment. Only that particular rupa, the particular eye base condition, seeing right now, together with that which is the particular visible object which impinges on it, and it conditions seeing just to see. But after seeing, there are also many jittas experience seeing, but they cannot see. So it's so short, a moment of seeing, one moment only, because of conditions, the eye base and that which impinges on it gone. So how can it last? That's why begin to understand one moment is conditioned by what which is not permanent at all. And Buddha taught about one moment, only one moment. There are sub 3 moments. The moment of the arising of seeing is not the moment when it's gone. And the moment before, the moment after arising, before falling away, is one moment. 3 sub-moments in a moment of seeing. And the arising is upada, and the moment of falling away is panga, and the moment in between is titi. How short, just a moment. That's why understanding the great virtues of the Buddha, not by belief, but by understanding the conditions for seeing to arise, gone, how can it is there without condition. That's the way to study carefully the moment of appreciate the truth. It's the moment of paying respect, great respect to the one who developed great parami to enlighten to the truth, to share with the others. Otherwise, no one knows about the impermanency of seeing right now, just so very short. So how many moments appearing now as people and things around, at the front, at the back, right and left, just live. It is there among Nama and Rupa, different ones, because the Nama cannot be the Rupa. The Rupa cannot experience anything at all. That's why even Rupa condition Nama to arise by different Pajjaya, not as the Nama, which are Citta and Cittasikas. They experience the same object, sharing the same object. They arise together, fall away instantly together. That's why we learn little by little to develop the firm confidence of no one. The more understanding of each reality, it gradually, unknowingly wearing away the very, very strong idea of self. Something all the time, someone all the time. That's why learn not just the word, but to understand this very moment or any moment, always this moment, this moment, this moment, because the previous one gone and the next one just arise and gone. This is the way it is. That's why what is real cannot be anyone at all. In truth, seeing cannot like, cannot remember. So now studying Dhamma is studying what is there in life, in a moment, in a day, in one's life. All are Dhammas. But if we think that Dhamma is in the book, about the 5 khandas, the ayatana, and so on, no attention, no get closer and closer to this moment which sees at the eyebrows. hearing at the earbase. So the world is here from head to toe. Without the reality and that which cannot experience from head to toe, can there be the world? Any world? Impossible. So the world in truth is so very close. Each moment here from head to toe. Not permanent at all. But no attention, no understanding. For example, there's no one. There must be the reality which experiences the object. Otherwise, there's no life at all. So life is the moment of experience the object and the reality which arise and experience the object, citta and cetasika. Not just the word, but it's there right now. The reality which is the chief of experiencing what is seen. And the cetasika, that which arises together, fear towards the object. But it can perform the function of the chief of experiencing. Each has its different characteristic, different nature, different function. That's why learning to understand the truth, just to be remembered, conditioned moment of thinking about it in a day. That's why if there's no reading, no hearing, no considering about that which has heard, no moment of understanding the truth, which is there from moment to moment in life, all the time, non-stop, from this life to other life. Because as soon as one citta has fallen away, it conditions the next one instantly, like now, previous moment and this moment. That's why there are the present moment and past moment and the future moment. Nothing is left at all. Just understand it, and understanding is not I or someone at all. It's the reality which consider the truth condition, the right understanding, to understand by wise considering. Otherwise, it just follow the word. There are namas and rupas, no one there at all. And what are namas, citta and cetasika? But it's there right now, hidden. For how long? So long, long time ago, eons and eons, see? Is it true? At moment of understanding, it's so true. It's not anyone. It's just right understanding. Only in a moment and then gone. And the other moment is seeing, hearing again, no understanding again. That's why the stream of ignorance and attachment is interrupted by a moment, few moments of understanding, and covered up again by the stream of ignorance and attachment, on and on and on, until parami is strong enough to condition higher degree of understanding. Now we can talk about sati, but is there any understanding of sati? Just like we're talking about seeing, is there any moment of understanding seeing? Not at all. If there's no conditions. So what are conditions to begin to attend, to develop the understanding of the nature of seeing as no one? No thing at all. When it's developed to the high degree, it appears without anything at all appearing. Is it true? Different degrees of understanding, but it has to be the first round of Arya Satya, firm confidence of the truth. Dhamma and Satya Dhamma, what is true? Whatever is true, Dhamma. Is it permanent? Satya Dhamma. not permanent. It's gone each moment. And this is the only way right understanding develops. By conditions, not by anyone at all. Imagine ignorance is so dark, even it's so light now, no understanding of the truth, of the seeing and that which is seen. Even right then, only one moment of seeing and that which is seen. So understand how much ignorance and attachment covers up the truth. Even right now, they're saying no understanding of seeing, take it for someone or I. See, dark or light. The darkness of ignorance darker than when we turn off the light. Because there can be right understanding of hearing, smelling in darkness, thinking in darkness. Only one speck of light at moment of seeing is there. In darkness, when right understanding can understand the truth of each different doorway. So it's time now. Sawadee ka.
สวัสดีค่ะท่านอาจารย์ค่ะทุกคน
สวัสดีครับท่านอาจารย์
Sawadika.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
Ajahn.
everyone.
Everyone, see you next time.
See you at the
Yes.
weekend. See you next weekend. Bye-bye.